Next, number 2 example. A survey conducted by Sally Mae and Gallup of 1,404 respondents found that 332 students paid for their education by student loans. Find the 90% confidence of the true proportion of students who paid for their education by student loans. Okay? So first, what are the given? So there are 323 students paid for their education. Okay? Out of 1,404 respondents. Okay? So first, we need to solve for the sample proportion. So that will be x divided by n. So you do have 323 over 1,440. So 323 divided by 1,440. So that will be 0.23 or that will be 23%. Now, we need to look for the 90%. Okay, find the 90% confidence interval. Okay, so 90% confidence interval. So interval, that will be the population proportion is greater than sample proportion minus the margin of error, but less than sample proportion plus the margin of error. So what is your margin of error? So margin of error is z alpha over 2 multiplied by the square root of p hat multiplied by 1 minus p hat over n. Okay? So what is your z alpha over 2 in 90% confidence level? So alpha is equal to 1 minus 0.90. So your alpha will be 1 minus 0.90. So that would be 0.10 or 0.1. So z alpha over 2 is the same as 0.1 divided by 2 divided by 2. So that would be z alpha 0.05. Okay, so your z alpha over 2 is the same as z 0.05. And what is the value of z 0.05? Okay, what is the value of z 0.05? So we need to get the table. So z 0.05 is 1.645. So 1.645. Okay. So 1.645. Now we can now solve for the margin of error. So that will be 1.645 multiplied by the square root of p hat, which is 0.23, and then 1 minus p hat. What is 1 minus p hat? So 1 minus 0.23, which is 0.77 divided by n, which is 1,404. Okay, so your margin of error is, use the calculator, input everything. So 1.645 times the square root of 0.23 multiplied by 0.77, 1404. So that will be 0.02. Okay, so your interval will be population proportion is greater than p hat minus margin of error, but less than p hat plus margin of error. So your p hat is 0.23 minus 0.02, that is your margin of error. Okay. So population proportion is greater than 0.23 minus 0.02, but less than 0.23 plus 0.02. So population proportion is greater than 0.23 minus 0.02, 0.21, but less than 0.23 plus 0.02, 0.25. So that's the interval. So therefore, the 90% confidence interval of the true proportion of students who paid for their education by student loans is between 0.21, which is 21%, and 0.25, which is 25%. Okay, that's it. Thank you.